I asked on Twitter the other day what sort of video you wanted, and Wilson Sugar, he said a wool gathering video, as well as other things, but we'll get to them in a minute. And then a recent follower of mine, but someone who I'm enjoying chatting to, Margaret, also mentioned my wool gathering videos. And I thought, well, I don't usually make them at home, but today I'll make an exception because I can have tea. Now, I am currently off work. I have 1 week left, and I originally booked this time off not just because my colleague was stood over me telling me I had to take off my 4 weeks, otherwise, it's like use it or lose it, that sort of thing. But also because my nephew was on half term this week. Sadly, his parents didn't send him down, and they know nothing about the plans that I had made, so I didn't actually make any plans. I just had ideas over what we could do because he came down this time last year, and I was also on holiday then. And so, for my entire time off, I've not really done anything, but I'll talk you through it. So I finished last Monday, which was one day in October, and then on the Tuesday, naturally, came down ill. I thought I'd got this cold my sister had been going around with, but whether it was that or not, I don't know. It was also pouring down with rain, so all these plans I'd got for going on walks and stuff thrown out the window. Then Wednesday came around, and I thought, this is great. My mum and me can go off somewhere. Naturally, she'd already made plans, so I stayed home again. These are all fine things to happen because Tuesday I spent reading, and the Wednesday I was writing because that mood took me. Thursday came round, writers group. Friday came round, I was properly ill. I mean, this was it. This was the day that it got me, it floored me. I was knocked to my knees with a cold. Now, immediately, with this cold, I was scared because earlier this year, I got a cold that went straight into my throat, into my lungs, got an upper respiratory tract infection, antibiotics, that old jazz. And again, nearly a fortnight off work. It's not bad stuff, is it? That meant the weekend, whilst I was writing, whilst I was reading, doing all that fun stuff, I was sick. And then I got to Monday or Tuesday, it was earlier this week anyway, and for whatever reason my dad had pointed out I hadn't left the house in a few days, and I was like, you know what, you're not wrong, father, you are not wrong, let's go for a walk. So I got up 8 o'clock in the morning, went straight out, walked down the canal for an hour, came back for 10 o'clock, and that's timing doesn't work out. I'm not good at timing, don't hate me, I was never good at mathematics. I actually got a D. Then Tuesday, did the same thing. Then I came home, spent the days reading, writing. I did a whole day of booktube one day. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Probably not. Not many of you are actually watching these videos. Actually, I shouldn't say that because there's quite a lot of you now, and I'm happy about that. I'm really glad to see that you're all here. It brings a smile to my face on many an occasion, and that's a good thing because I paid a lot for this smile. I actually did. I had to have braces twice, and I still think I could end up having to have them again before I die. Anyway, Wednesday. What did I do on Wednesday? What day is it today? It's Friday today, so what did I do on Wednesday? Wednesday I was properly floored. That was it. That was the final proper day of illness. I had no energy at all. Whatever was wrong with me was on my throat. I couldn't swallow anything. It was awful. I kept thinking I should never have left the house. I should not have done it. I made a mistake. And so I was there just thinking I was going to die, wanting to watch Xena Warrior Princess because for whatever reason when I'm ill, that's my go-to show. I want to watch Xena. You'd think I've bought it on DVD by now, but I haven't. And it's not on Netflix, and I wasn't about to pay for it on Amazon Prime. I wanted to just watch it, and I couldn't do that. And so I've ended up buying more books. I went to Amazon with the intention of buying books I actually wanted, and then they kept recommending me stuff after I'd purchased 2 books. And I thought, well, that sounds good. And this sounds like Xena, and that sounds good. And I spent 50 quid. I'm not sure I actually had the 50 quid there. Then I ended up going to Leek with my mother in search of books as well. I didn't find any books, but it was probably for the best because 50 quid. I've been saying all year I don't actually have the money to be going out and spending on books because I have my MOT to pay for this month and my insurance on my car. Happy November, everyone. My insurance wants to charge me 150 quid more for me insurance than last year, so they're getting a phone call because somebody else is giving it me for 50 quid cheaper. Thank you, Sheila's Wheels. And then, you know, I sacked off going to the writers group because I was ill. It was Halloween. RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Gavin Hetherington uploaded an hour-long vlog. Had to stay home, you know. Well, that took place in the afternoon and the vlogs weren't on till the evening, but you get what I'm saying. I can tell that I sound incredibly nasal today, and it's frustrating me so much. Also, my tea's getting cold. I also want coffee, so having tea is just disappointing at this point. Let's talk about my writing, actually, because I'm working on a children's book, and I've reached chapter 16, which I've had to rework a lot because I had this idea over how I could change everything, basically. You know, when you're aware of your story and how you've got to hit certain marks and the overall arc and everything, and I realised that I could do that, but I needed to clean up the narrative and remove all the unnecessary stuff. Like, I love writing adventure. That's exactly what I've got here. I've got the adventure, I've got the magic, I love all that, but it still has to have this good, clear narrative that's going to work out. So that's what I've been working on, and I came up with this idea, and I've been writing this idea, and it just seems to be expanding. It's like it's a sponge, and it's just filling up with water. I just wanted to make sure my hand was in the frame then. So that's been fun. I wanted to have that finished before we enter November, but that's not happened. So otherwise, I've just been reading this week. I've just started The Boy Who Went Magic by A.P. Winter. Great stuff already. I am hoping to finish that today at some point. Have a day of reading, have a day of writing. Might even cook something at some point today. I don't know. I considered a walk into the park or along the canal, but the children are off school. And honestly, I might be feeling the tiniest bit sad at the moment. I don't know. It seems like my natural condition at the moment is just to feel glum and maudlin. I even bought some vitamin D in case I was suffering from seasonal affective disorder, but I just think it's the state of the world at the moment. I couldn't even be bothered washing my hair today. That's why you've got the at. Also, I'm very sorry. I'm aware I'm getting more northern as the day goes on. Did I ever tell you? I don't know whether I did. There was one time I was covering Alderley Edge Shop. This was just after I'd been made redundant, so I don't know why I'd agreed to do it. And I went to the Alderley Edge Shop, and I saw someone in a bobble hat enter. We'd only just opened, and he was in a bobble hat. Well, this isn't a bobble hat, is it? I don't know what you call it. Either way, his girlfriend was heavily pregnant, and me being the awful judge of character that I am, immediately decided that this person was a thief. Because, you know, it's Alderley Edge, and it's a bit upmarket. And so I started following this person around the shop, believing them to be a thief. They were not a thief. They were wearing the hat as some sort of disguise, and they were, in actual fact, a soap star from one of Britain's more famous soap operas set in the north of England, and they thought that I was some sort of crazed fan. I wasn't. In fact, I had a moment of recognition in which I actually thought he lived on my council estate because I recognised them, and then I realised who they were and was immediately filled with embarrassment and hid behind a till. And then the manager came out and she was going to buy me coffee from Costa, and I just said, just a latte. And he said, I was just like, I can't even speak right now. Please just go to Costa Coffee and leave me alone with my embarrassment. Which is exactly what happened. She brought me back a Costa Coffee, and it was still when I was having sugar, and there wasn't enough sugar in it. This has gone cold. It's because I filmed half an hour's worth of a wrap-up, which I'm just mean to all of the books because I'm in a bad mood because I'm still just getting rid of the last vestiges of this cold. My bed's a mess because it's covered in books because I had to clean up this side of the room to make a video, and I want to be reading. I'm just having one of those days where it feels like there are not enough hours in it. And it's nearly 11 o'clock, or it could be 11 o'clock now. It was 1:45 at the time of starting filming. And yeah, I just feel like I'm not going to get anything done today. and I'm not going to achieve anything, and that makes me sad. Sorry, I've been leaning on... Well, what I've been leaning on is actually a box full of Dorises, because if you don't advertise your book, you don't sell your book. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That's a lie, I actually care a lot. But also, I don't want to be publicising myself because it just feels like shameless self-promotion, and I just can't find the wherewithal within me at the moment to go out there and throw this book at people. I've got a funny Halloween story for you. So yesterday was Halloween. Wednesday, my mum came back from work having been shopping, and I found sweets in the shopping bag. As you know, I'm currently off sugar, but I thought she was trying to cheat on her diet, so I hid the sweets. And then yesterday, remembered that it was Halloween, so had to inform my mother that I'd hidden the sweets because I thought she was trying to cheat, and then we didn't get a single trick-or-treater anyway. There is a house down the road that's decorated themselves really well, and I want to commend them on that. And obviously a few children were congregating there, but I keep thinking, you're gonna have to up your game for Christmas now. You can't do one and not the other, or I suppose you could if you were the Addams family. But even then, I'm imagining the Addams family would decorate for Christmas. They'd do something incredibly dark and macabre, but they'd get it done, wouldn't they? I'm actually quite desperate to go and blow my nose, and also to try and get rid of this insanely blocked nose as well. So they're the same thing, aren't they? I said it twice. I said the same thing twice. Yeah. I'm aware I was asked to do more than just these 2 videos, and I'm going to get to them over the next week. Possibly, maybe, probably not. Ugh. Because I'm a bit capital K knackered. And maybe some people will say, you know what, Charlie, you just need to get out of the house. And you know what? Maybe those people are right. But what are you reading? What you're writing? What you're watching? What you're listening to? How was your Halloween? Did you dress up? If you did, let me know what you went as. But don't tell me if you just put a bin bag on your head and called yourself trash, because I'm not about that life. I hope you got something out of this video besides sheer depravity, and until next time, that is all.